beyond belief, and that's gut health. And the reason why is because at one point I made a choice 3 to 4 years ago to start to focus on my health, to the time now where it's a very important part of my life. And I know my second brain is my gut. And I'm excited to welcome as our start your summer reset by listening to your gut. Our guest today is Dr. Taz. Dr. Taz, thanks for stopping by. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So we're going to try to kick off a new routine to improve gut health and overall health. And tell me some of your background and how you got involved in this and why this is so important.
Definitely. I'm a conventionally trained MD. I started out in the emergency room in pediatrics. That was my original training. But then I got sick and went on this journey to try to get answers, and then found accidentally like holistic medicine, functional medicine, integrative medicine, this whole world. One of the key tenets when you study other systems of medicine is that the gut is ground zero for your health. It's really command central. Chinese medicine believes that, Ayurveda believes that, science now proves it. So I just feel like if we're going to have conversations around whole health and healing people, it does start with the gut. The gut is really where it begins because it controls digestion, your skin health, immunity, your mood, your cognitive health, your energy. There's just so much. So that's how it all began.
So let's dive deeper into this and say why, if your gut is not optimal, what happens to you? What type of health issues do you have?
One of the things that we have to remember that when we talk about the gut, so many people think we're just talking about the stomach. It's not just about the stomach. There are other organs involved, your intestines, your liver, all this other stuff, and they're all playing together, right? When the gut is not working well, then what happens is you trigger many different responses. The first is you just don't feel right because you're not absorbing your nutrients. You're not getting really the quality from the food that you're taking in, even if you're doing a healthy diet. The second phase of that is you start to develop what we call mild inflammatory symptoms. This could be things like weird rashes, joint pain, more allergies, all of that stuff. And then the next iteration, if it goes on unchecked, is where you can actually get a diagnosis, right? This is where we start to see everything from hormone disruption to autoimmune disease to even, not to say the C word, but even cancer down the road. But it's almost like it's a spectrum, right? Starts with a few hints and whispers. People ignore it until it blows up in their face with either a medical diagnosis or a symptom that they can't ignore. And then we're backtracking and treating with all this stuff, trying to turn it around. We really can begin this conversation way earlier, dialing in, taking this holistic approach, and really paying attention to gut health.
I did it about 48, 49. Now I'm 52. And I just feel like it's helped reverse aging for me. It's made me feel younger. I'm into intermittent fasting. I try to eat less gluten. So what are the ways to really kind of look at specifically a path to improve your gut health? And I'm also drink kombuchas every day. So I'm a big kombucha fan.
You're in it. So kombucha is one example, right? So kombucha is fermented. So we talk a lot about food as medicine, and some of that is bringing in things like leafy greens, more fermented food that supports the microbiome, right? It allows it to do what it's supposed to do and then support the rest of the body. In addition to that, getting fiber. So many people simply don't get the fiber that they need. I think that's one thing that I see over and over again, getting close to about 40 grams a day and then getting the hydration to go with that. All of those are like fundamental habits, right? Food is medicine type habits. And then moving on from there, we do need to supplement. I know there's a big debate about that, but supplementation in today's time, if you look at nutrient quality in food, stress levels, environmental toxins, you name it, whatever it is, we don't need to go into all that. But there is some need for support and supplementation of the body. So that's why I do like a high quality supplement. I love Metagenics 2-in-1, Ultraflora Probiotic plus multivitamin. You've got a powerful, resilient strain of probiotics paired with 17 vitamins and minerals. So you're dealing with the nutrient component, right, and trying to optimize that. And at the same time, dealing with the digestive component and trying to support that. It's a win-win when it comes to gut health.
Probiotics so important. And I was ignoring it 10 years. I'm like, no, thank you. And here's one of the things, that I hate to be graphic, but it's true, pooping. I didn't want to when I was younger. I don't want to eat this lot of fiber because I'm going to be going to the restroom many times a day. And that is one of my favorite times because I know how important it's to go regularly and to not feel full, not full in a way of like stuffed. And know when you've eaten it, you can still do things and not feel, because the older you get, the more your gut feels like crap if you're not eating the right stuff. So I could see how this will help so much, the probiotic, because it gets rid of all those, really the things like I had rheumatic fever when I was a kid. And I took
Oh,
so much,
wow.
and that really tore
Destroys the
my gut up.
microbiome.
It totally did.
Yeah.
Explain more of that.
Yeah, I think we all have a natural amount of good bacteria. Probiotics, by the way, good bacteria in the gut, right? And they're the ones responsible for doing a lot of the work, so to speak, of the body. And when you take an antibiotic, especially repetitive rounds of antibiotics, right? Certain medications will do it. Stress will do it, by the way. Alcohol will do it. Like a lot of these things will then alter what's living in the belly, basically the population there. And so the bad guys, the probiotics that don't really work for us, or things like yeast or candida start to overgrow. And then that in turn creates issues and symptoms. So by taking a probiotic, and nowadays we can even measure some of these things, but by taking a probiotic that you need, then you know that you're balancing some of that out. We're calming sort of the gut down. You're now better able to digest your food and get the nutrients from your food as well, right? And you're slowly reversing and bringing down inflammation. So this feeling, when people say they're aging, what they're really saying, and I get annoyed when they tie it to a number, what they're really saying is that they're inflamed. So when you turn inflammation around, you are essentially flipping the switch on aging and turning that number backward.
And I don't think people like, see, at 52, I'm like, you know what? I'm not aging. I look at it because I'm interested in biohacking. So I'm like, any way I can, my goal is to live as long as I can. I love life and I want to keep living it. And so that's where I'm investing in my health. And a lot of people have to understand you have to invest in your health, not just rely on what everyday people do with medicine, but make food as medicine.
Yeah, you can change so much about your health. I think the beauty, what excites me about medicine and the human body, honestly, is that there is so much that is changeable and that moves, right? Everyone thinks that we're on this aging like highway where, okay, it's exit 82 is the one that we all take and we're done. But in reality, this is a very fluid process where you could be 82, but actually be physiologically and biologically as healthy as a 32-year-old. It's really all in how you take care of yourself.
I feel younger now than I did when I was in my 30s.
People that I say the same thing. I think I'm healthier now. I'm in my 50s as well. I'm healthier now than I was in my 20s. So again, it's like the beauty of all of this that we're talking about is that there's so much power in your hands to change the course, to course correct, but you have to want it and you have to be willing to do the work. And I think the simpler we can make that work, the better. Another thing I love about this particular product, it's a 2-in-1 Ultraflora probiotic plus multivitamin. It's a probiotic plus a multivitamin. We're bringing them together. Again, working a little bit more efficiently because taking 20 things is not always the answer.
Right. Where can we pick it up? Where's the best place?
You can find it at metagenics.com is the best place. And there's more information if you follow Metagenics as well. But again, that combination of gut support from the probiotic, that's a good resilient strain of probiotic, released in 30 minutes, supports the gut for 24 hours. And then the 17 vitamins and minerals, a great way to start your journey.
All right. You're listening and watching The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.